You seriously trapped my SUV inside your lawn.
No, you trapped it the second you ignored every warning I gave you.
Pardue. At exactly 8:14 the next morning, Linda walked out of her house wearing designer sunglasses, carrying an iced coffee and her Pilates bag. Then she stopped walking, completely froze. Her luxury SUV wasn't parked beside Alex's lawn anymore. It looked buried inside it. Fresh decorative limestone borders surrounded all four sides of the vehicle. Heavy steel landscaping stakes stood anchored deep into the ground around the mowing zone like barriers. Bright orange utility flags marked the entire area as an active turf restoration project. Wet concrete borders sealed the perimeter. Freshly edged grass lines curved perfectly around the SUV. And surrounding everything were the cleanest mowing stripes anybody in the neighborhood had ever seen. The vehicle looked like it had been trapped inside a golf course exhibit. "What the hell is this?" Linda screamed. Several neighbors instantly looked outside. Curtains moved. Garage doors opened. People suddenly found excuses to check mailboxes they already checked 20 minutes earlier. Alex calmly stepped off his commercial mower and shut the engine down. "This," he said while removing his ear protection, "is a lawn restoration project." "You trapped my SUV." Alex shook his head calmly. "No. You parked inside an active landscaping zone after repeated warnings." Her face instantly turned red. "You did this on purpose." "You destroyed my lawn on purpose." That answer hit harder than she expected, because Alex never raised his voice, never looked angry. He looked calm, way too calm, and somehow that made everything worse. "I'm calling the police!" she yelled. Alex nodded once. Already talked to them. That answer visibly shook her confidence, because suddenly she realized this wasn't emotional revenge. This was planned. 10 minutes later, a patrol cruiser rolled into the subdivision. By then, nearly half the neighborhood was outside pretending not to watch. One woman walked her dog past the house 3 separate times. 2 teenagers sat on bicycles at the end of the street pretending to talk while recording everything on their phones. An older man watered the exact same flower bed for almost 20 minutes without moving. Nobody wanted to miss what happened next. Linda stormed toward the officer before he fully stepped out of the vehicle. "He vandalized my property," she yelled. "He boxed my SUV in with concrete." The officer slowly looked around. Commercial landscaping equipment, fresh edging trenches, concrete curing signs, renovation flags, freshly striped turf. Then he noticed the deep tire ruts pressed through Alex's lawn beneath the SUV. The officer sighed quietly. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "this appears to be a legal landscaping and turf renovation project on private property." Linda stared at him in disbelief. "He did this intentionally." Alex finally walked over holding his phone. "Officer," he said calmly, "would you like to see the damage from the last 2 weeks?" He opened a folder filled with photos and videos. Destroyed mowing stripes, cracked irrigation heads, flattened turf, mud tracks carved through fresh grass after rainstorms, time-stamped footage showing Linda parking directly on the lawn night after night. Even body cam footage from the previous officer warning her to stop parking on private property. The officer looked exhausted. "You were already warned multiple times." Linda looked around at the neighbors watching nearby. For the first time since becoming HOA president, she looked nervous. "So what am I supposed to do now?" she snapped angrily. Alex glanced toward the wet concrete borders surrounding the SUV. "Well," he said calmly, "concrete usually takes about 48 hours to fully cure." Her eyes widened instantly. "You expect my SUV to stay trapped there for 2 days?" Alex shrugged. "You expected my lawn to survive your SUV for 2 weeks. Several neighbors immediately turned away, trying not to laugh. One guy almost spilled his coffee. Another woman covered her mouth while trying not to smile. Linda completely lost control after that. "This is harassment," she screamed. "I'm the HOA president." Then something unexpected happened. An older homeowner across the street finally yelled back. "No, Linda. You're the reason everybody in this neighborhood hates the HOA." The entire block went silent. Linda slowly turned around, and suddenly she realized nobody was defending her. Not the police. Not the neighbors. Not even the other HOA board members quietly standing in nearby driveways pretending not to watch. For the next 2 days, her luxury SUV remained trapped inside Alex's perfectly striped lawn while people slowed down just to stare at it. Some neighbors took pictures. Others laughed every time they drove past. By that weekend, photos of the lawn prison SUV exploded across local Facebook groups and neighborhood pages. People from nearby towns started driving through the subdivision just to see it in person. Alex's landscaping company gained hundreds of new followers online. New clients started calling nonstop asking if the viral story was real. Some homeowners even requested those same golf course stripes after seeing the videos online. Meanwhile, HOA complaints against Linda started flooding in. Homeowners reported intimidation, selective enforcement, harassment, abuse of authority. Several residents admitted they were scared to report her before because she threatened fines over tiny violations. Less than a month later, the HOA board quietly removed Linda as president during a closed meeting after multiple homeowners demanded her resignation. And the funniest part? After all that drama, Linda finally cleaned out her garage. She never parked on anybody's grass again. And every time she drove past Alex's property after that, she stayed far away from the stripes. If you want more HOA revenge stories and lawn care drama, follow for more. Before you scroll, comment below and tell me what city or country you're watching from. Nếu bạn gặp vấn đề giống tôi, hãy nhắn tin cho tôi. Tôi có thể giúp đỡ bạn bằng tiếng Anh.